Matt Eberflus going to the Bears. Oh, shit.
So, getting some movement around the league.
Hackett, Flus, that Coach DC job open. About to go out there and interview?
Definitely not.
Nah.
Vic Fangio.
That's who you want to see out there?
Vic Fangio. That'll be a great hire for the Colts. That defense. He's especially that front seven. I know he could do some things with that front seven. So I like that move. Chris Ballard.
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio, man. You heard it here first.
You heard it from AB. I go interview for the job. For the coordinator job. I got some good pieces. Got to get me a corner early.
Get you a corner. Get you an edge rusher.
Yep. Just drafted Quiddy Pay last year.
Yep.
First round. He had a solid rookie year, in and out with some injuries, but
he had a real good year.
Yeah.
As a rookie. But yeah, man, we got a lot going on. Talk about my man. Congrats, man. Got the GM job up there in Minnesota. So we're gonna talk about
one of your guys.
One of my guys, man. One of my guys. So that's good to see. Happy for him. Man. So we have a good show, man. Good show.
Yeah, and obviously championship weekend. Burrow, Mahomes. We're gonna talk about that one. And obviously Jimmy G and Matt Stafford over there in the NFC.
My man D Buck going around the world standing on the table for Jimmy G.
Hey man, somebody got to do it, man.
Somebody got to do it. It's the only quarterback you got left. You know what I'm saying? I guess you got to stand on the table to make sure you're right, huh?
Nah, I just see a lot of disrespect. I don't feel like I'm saying anything crazy. I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback in the world.
I mean, you saying you did. You said it's probably only like 3 quarterbacks that you would take.
8. I said 8. I said 8 because you wouldn't name him.
Oh, so
yeah, we go talk about it. But I actually jumped on Eric Crocker.
I know who he is now. I don't know him though.
Okay, yeah. So Croc, he doing his thing on YouTube and on the podcast space as well. And big 49ers guy. So I jumped on his show yesterday. He had like a fan call in. Oh man, he was going at it. But shout out to Jimmy G, man. The second NFC Championship. It's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a good championship weekend. We're coming off the heels of the best football weekend all year. Your guy Burrow. I'm very excited to see him on this stage. Obviously, these two teams matched up back in week 17.
Shit, he been doing it. I mean, the playoffs.
Yeah, he ain't been in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, man.
In Arrowhead.
Okay, so then he does well here, or we can see if he can do it on this stage. Like,
I expect greatness from the young man. That's all he's shown up to this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
I expect greatness from the young fella, man. But what else we got, man? We got GM hires, some head coaching hires. Big Ben retired.
Sean Payton retired.
That's what. Yeah, he retired. I think we'll see him
back. Great move by him, man. Get out of there, then go to Dallas, man. Great move. But look, man, we're gonna talk about that, man. We're gonna put this intro on, man, and then y'all get ready.
Yes, sir. We got your drop. Your drop happened yesterday. But yeah, the 26th.
Yeah.
Bet on yourself. And we should have had that video on here, man. But we still got this dunk in here. We'll be back on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. Yo. Man. So let's jump into it. Like you said, championship weekend,
Final
AFC,
four.
AFC, Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs, and Arrowhead. Two young quarterbacks, top quarterbacks in the league right now. I'm going with the dog.
Damn, we jumping right into it.
We jumping right into it. What we waiting on? I'm going with the dog.
Right.
Somebody asked if I'm gonna jump off that that Burrow train. Nah, I'm gonna rock with it. Patrick Mahomes, a great quarterback. Kansas City favorite in this game, as you can see right there. Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, offense is phenomenal. They can put points up on the board. I'm just staying with who I'm rocking with. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Chase, T. Higgins, Boyd. I'm going with them, man. I'm just crossing my fingers, and I do my morning meditation, man, and I'm praying that the Cincinnati Bengals O-line, man, hey,
boy, you
that's
ain't the only one.
I'm scared for that. I'm scared about that. But I'm going with the Bengals, man. I'm going with Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow, second year in the league, man. He gonna be in the Super Bowl, man.
Special. So if you're gonna bet on, because I'm taking the Niners on the NFC side, since we're gonna jump right into it. I'm going with the Niners. So if you wanted to bet on that correct Super Bowl matchup on FanDuel right now, that's plus 900. If you think both of those teams gonna win, you bet $100, you'll make 900 on that matchup. Outright, the Bengals. You got the Bengals going. That's plus 850. Now, is this winning? Super Bowl betting, outright betting. It might be winning. Yeah, I mean, you saw Joe Burrow. You saw him go toe-to-toe with Mahomes already this year. And, they were down. Back was against the wall. Burrow did his thing, man, and he's done that in every gotta-have-it situation. Let me go back to when we had the conversation about, Herbert, Burrow, and I jumped out there. I said, hey, if this draft was done over again.
You lied.
I forgot how I finished it, but
you lied. You sat on the man-to-man pod and lied that day. I didn't take you as a liar, but you sat on this podcast and you lied to the people. You said
what I said at that point was Herbert would be the number one guy. It would be a consensus.
And you lied.
And I was wrong. I didn't lie.
You lied.
I was wrong.
You told that lie on that
day.
That's
wrong.
I was on the man-to-man podcast. You lied to the people.
We still had it. Yeah. We could take AB off this one. This is just me. I was dead ass wrong about this one. Okay. It's not a consensus. It's a debate, a real debate. And Burrow, he's showing it. I mean, special, man. He got his ass beat last week, 9 sacks from that Tennessee Titans front. And still stood in there, threw for 340, made the go-ahead play to Jamar Chase to set up the game-winning field goal. And he's done it all year on every level. There's nothing bad you can say about that guy. Top 5 in my book in the league. I think Herbert is as well. But top 5 guy. I'm excited, man, to see him on this stage. This is Mahomes and Andy Reid's 4th straight AFC Championship. That's
impressive.
That's unbelievable.
Especially during this time. I think the Buffalo Bills did it back, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith. But to be, 4 back-to-back AFC championships, man, that's very impressive with the free agency, how that goes, to be able to continuously come out with a great product. But yeah, they playing some great ball, and you can't knock it. Then obviously the way they won the game last week against the Bills. The Bengals know. The Bengals know they're in a heavyweight match this weekend.
For sure.
They're in a heavyweight match. So If the Bengals got to go get OG Willie Anderson, man, to come in and and do some
hey,
things
facts
for that Bengals O line. But hey, we have a chance if Bo was not back there running around crazy. We have a chance.
Now it's we. You been with your guy. You been with your guy all year though. I can't knock it, man. But I'm excited, man. Like I said, 4 in a row. It's every time you think Mahomes, Andy Reid are out of it, they make a play. And a big part of the success, obviously, is Eric Bieniemy and him not getting a head coaching job over. That's why you said it's so hard to do it, around in this day and age, because coaches move on. Coaches, they have a great year. They go get head coaching jobs. Players obviously move around much more with free agency. So yeah, it's impressive. And Bieniemy not getting the job has actually helped, obviously, the Chiefs a ton, I think, as well. But it's gonna be exciting, man. But I think the Chiefs are going to advance to another Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, it's just
what do the Chiefs need to do to win this game?
Obviously, the same thing the Titans did, as far as making Burrow. It's crazy to say uncomfortable because he still, went off, but hit him as much as possible. And on the back end, because they won the game, but they gave up 36 points and they gave up a touchdown, wide open touchdown with 13 seconds left on the clock. So they tried their best to trick that game off last week against the Bills. So I definitely got to tighten some things up on the back end, on that defense, because Chase, Higgins, Boyd, the tight end Mixon, Burrow,
that's what I said. They have a lot more weapons than the Bills.
Yeah. But it kind of balances off though, because Josh Allen, with what he's able to do with his legs, that just adds a whole nother dynamic to that offense. You know what I mean? But yeah, a lot of weapons. And then on the other side, Chiefs side, offensively, Kelsey and Hill. Those try and true, man. So you got to take the Bengals will have to take those two away. But what do you think the Bengals' recipe for success is going to be?
They got to be efficient with the run game, man. They got to be able to run the ball with Joe Mixon. I think that's very important. Not only do you control the game, you control the line of scrimmage, you control the clock, and you keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. And then what you run in the game, that opens up the play action. And they love to take his shots down the field. And again, when you have Jamar Chase, you got Boyd, you got Higgins, you got 3 down the field threats that you have to focus on. Where I say, with Buffalo, you had Davis, you got Diggs. Those were really your 2 down the field threats. Cole Beasley, he's gonna work intermediate. And you got Knox that does some good things as well. But when you look at the Bengals, their structure on the outside is just totally different than what the Bills were. And the Kansas City Chiefs, as you can see, obviously one of their leader was out, but they had troubles in the secondary. So if I got 3 guys that can push down the field, and we've seen it all year, either one of those guys can go off. But again, I think it starts with being able to run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and control that clock, keeping Mahomes on the sideline. I think they have a good recipe to win. And then really what's really important is winning on third down, being able to convert on third down, keep the ball
big
moving.
Plays on third down last time they played.
Yeah, and you got to stay out of that third and long, 3rd and 26, 3rd and 13. Yeah. That's going to be tough. That's a tough way to really be, asking your quarterback to convert these long down and distances. So running the ball and being successful on the early downs would be good for the Cincinnati Bengals.
For sure. And that I don't want to say got bailed out because they made a play, and it's what they've been doing all year. That Burrow Chase on 3rd and 27. 3rd and 27. And let's talk about this, matter of fact, because we jumped on the spaces. We talked about it a bunch last week, just situational football. 3rd and 27. Spags decided to go all out blitz, cover 0 and leave. Who was it? Ward?
Yeah, it was Ward.
Yeah, Ward, who was on Chase one-on-one all game pretty much. And obviously Chase was winning that matchup. But you go 0 at that point. What's your philosophy in that situation? Like 3rd and long. And I think it was kind of similar to the situation in with Tampa and the Rams, where you're trying to keep them out of field goal range because they were in a position where they just needed 10, 15 yards, set up a good field goal. What's your philosophy as a play caller or as a player? Like, what do you want called? Which way would you go with it? I would assume you wouldn't go 0 at that point, but I could be wrong.
0 is tough, but you got to send pressure. Again, as a D coordinator, if I'm calling the plays, I can't sit back and zone if all they need is 10 to 15 yards for a field goal. And again, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about just game situations and what the offense, what they need. So I am sending pressure. I'm not sending a 0 blitz, but I am sending pressure, whether it's a some type of exotic 5-6 man pressure. But I have to send pressure because I just can't send a full man pressure. Let the quarterback sit back there, and let the receivers find holes in the defense. So I am sending pressure, and hopefully I can get a sack, knock them out of field goal range. So I am sending pressure, D-Bot.
All right, I respect it. And if you do send pressure 0, for me as a former corner, if you're a blitzing safety or a nickel or whatever, whoever, man, damn the disguise. Get your ass on the line of scrimmage, and that ball snap, you take off. Because if we send it, they sent one more than they could pick up, and I think the same thing happened in the Rams game as well. But if that quarterback, a veteran quarterback, or should even in this case Burrow, he's gonna get back and get that ball up. So if you are pressuring, get up to the line as close as possible. Damn the disguise at that point. Don't let the disguise, be the detriment to that defense. But all week, man, all weekend, should I say, every game was decided on its last play. But if you look at the actual games, they were all go-to players. Like, they were all like game records, essentially. We go over every Wednesday, we come in there, we say, all right, AB, we playing the Chiefs this week. The game records are Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. Like, we got to take care of them on offense. We'll be all right. Jamar Chase with the Bengals. Deebo Samuel with the 49ers. Like, these are the game. In every game, the other team allowed that best player to advance the ball and put him in field goal range or score a touchdown. Like, I don't get that. I don't know what it is at this point. I feel like that was something we went over thoroughly in meetings, and you see it week in and week out. These guys getting either one-on-one matchups or just getting left wide open in these situations, man. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta lace up your shoes and you gotta strap up. Especially if the defensive coordinator decides to call a pressure. I mean, we can't do too much. Can't do too much about that. You know what I mean? Whereas throughout the process of the game, though, I definitely feel as though it's situations where you gotta make the opposing offense play left-handed, where you gotta take away a Tyreek Hill. You gotta take away a Travis Kelce. But like when you say, like when it's a time in the game, a pivotal time in the game where we gotta go after this quarterback, hey, I know I can't hold your hand on this one. So it's gonna be some plays throughout the game where you gotta man up and it gotta be mano a mano. But throughout the duration of the game, you definitely gotta take the big time players out of the game.
You got to, man. And those gotta have the situation. And that's a big reason why we had Jimmy Ward on here. He talked about how they took away 17. And that's the name of the game. You look at the Bengals game, Burrow gets the ball back. He throws a deep out route in 2-man, like a regular ass 2-man call to Chase. They set up the game winning field goal. Jamar Chase, we got to double him in that situation. Rams Bucks, final drive of the game. Cooper Kupp, offensive player of the year. He makes 2 big throws, not double on any one of them. Chiefs, Kelce and Hill. Like literally every game, Deebo on the 3rd and 7, which was a run play. But, every game, like you said, you got to make him beat your left hand. You saw that's what Belichick did for 2 decades. Like, hey, we're going to take this guy away. You got to beat us with somebody else. But teams ain't doing it, man. We'll see if it happens championship weekend. The Chiefs kind of did it, I guess. Gabriel Davis went off for 4 touchdowns. A lot of people talk about Stephon Diggs' stat sheet, but he was still affecting the defense.
Right. And I said it during the game. I said, I see a lot of people talking about Stephon Diggs not being a factor in his game, but trust me, he was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of eyes on 14 that was able to let Gabriel Davis have one-on-one coverage and make a lot of money. So he made a lot of money that game. You know what I'm saying? So even though he probably would have loved to have Stephon Diggs with more catches, more touches, but he did play a factor in that game.
Damn right. All right, before we get to the next one, go over some other news real quick since we jump right into it. The coaches, we have had 2 spots filled now. Nathaniel Hackett was the first domino. Bears just hired Matt Eberflus. Been hearing reports for the last few days about Leftwich
and
to the Jaguars. Yeah, so
gotta make that happen.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't, gone through. Obviously, he played there. And I think that's a rebuild. In my opinion, like I want, and this is personal, I want black coaches to go to good opportunities, good coaching, just not any coaching opportunity, but good ones, because black coaches historically don't get the same opportunity or the leeway to continue to, implement their culture and get it right on track. Like Steve Wilkes, we talked about this before. He went out there in Arizona and, he was dealt the worst hand he could have been dealt and got axed after 1 year. Caldwell still don't have a job. So, like, I like the fact that he does have a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, but I hope they're patient and they give him the resources that he'll need down there if they do pull that trigger on that hire.
Agreed with you. Agreed. But Leftwich, man, go get that. Go get that job, man. Go get that job. Got some good young talent down there. I think as the owner, Khan, he has to be real with the situation. You got to give whoever the new head coach is, you got to give him time to get his culture and get his foundation in that building. So I would love to see it. I think it'll play good with the fan base. Obviously, B. Leftwich being a former player out there at Jacksonville, playing the quarterback position, leading that team. When they were last really a very, very competitive team, him leading them out there. I guess David Garrard, he had him competitive.
Yeah, Garrard had him.
Yeah. So but nah, man, I love to see it.
Yes, sir. So looking at these jobs, Broncos, that's filled. Raiders, Jaguars, Vikings, Bears is filled now. Dolphins, Giants, Texans, and now the Saints. If you were a head coach, which one of these jobs would you want?
I'm either going to I want to go to Minnesota, or the Saints.
Ooh, Saints with that money situation.
The money of the or Minnesota, the Saints.
Okay.
Those are the 2 coaching jobs I would want. How about you?
Minnesota, because of, you got a quarterback, you got Kurt, and you tied to him for at least another year. You got Cook, you got Jefferson, you got Thielen still there. So you got weapons on offense. And then on defense, you got some leadership and some high-level players where I think Anthony Barr's a free agent. You still got Kendricks, you got Smith. Got to address the corner situation. But you got pieces out there in Minnesota. And if you look around that division, especially if A-Rod take off, it's a winnable division. So there, and then Miami wouldn't be a bad job either. Miami, not only for the football stuff, but quality of life. So Minnesota and Miami. But speaking of Minnesota,
right. I'm about to jump in that right now.
Yeah,
Vikings hired Quessa Adolfo Mensah as their new GM. Young brother. I was able to spend some time with him when I was in San Francisco when he was on the staff, and very smart. Went to Princeton. Went to Stanford. Very smart guy, knows what he's talking about as far as on the football side, but also front office side when you're talking numbers, when you're talking, bringing a team together. Past 2 years, he was out there in Cleveland when I got Barry. So very excited to see this move, see this transaction. Another young brother, African American, being able to sit in the front office and make some crucial decisions. So I think he's going to do a hell of a job up there in Minnesota.
Even this picture right here, man, this is an important picture. Representation. That's why we talk about it so much and why it's so important. Like he's standing there right now with Andrew Berry, who's a young, bright GM in this league. And now, he's getting his own opportunity. And you mentioned his path. He has a very, very unique path, coming from the finance world into the football world. Like you said, economics degree at Princeton, got his master's in economics at Stanford, then went on to become a portfolio manager at Taylor Woods Capital, had several Wall Street ventures. Then he was football ops with the Niners, where you guys crossed paths, Browns, and now a couple of days ago, named and hired as the Vikings general manager. So, man, it's a hell of a resume, hell of a story. I hope it obviously works out. Interested to see who they hire out there for their head coach. But I think that's a good, we both have Minnesota on there. That's going to be a good landing spot for somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody. And I know we got somebody in the chat that was mourning yesterday when Sean Payton stepped away, man. He looked at that balance sheet, looked at Taysom Hill, said, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Smart move, man. Get out of there. Then he'll sign with Dallas. Jerry Jones, drop that bag on his front porch. Hey, come on to Dallas, coach this team, man. We get Mike McCarthy up out of here. So I like the move, man. I like the move. And I know Saints fans, they're going to even be more sicker when they see the news pop up across Sports Center. Sean Payton with a star on his hat. He'll have his Jordan deal over there. He has some fresh J's out there. So
he be swaggy on the sideline.
On the sideline. So Sean Payton, baby, go get that money, man. Get that team where they supposed to be, man.
Shout out to Sean Payton, man. Unfortunately, I didn't have much success against the Saints. Now that I think about it, I may not have beat them. It might be 0-2 or 0-3. My career against them. I know you guys, my rookie year, y'all lost to the Super Bowl too, and that Tracy Porter pick. So I know you probably hate seeing them Super Bowl pictures. But
yeah,
Sean Payton, go ahead.
Damn Hank basket.
Hey, man, it's a game. I know it's some plays in there. What was a play in that game you feel like you could have made that would have changed that game?
It was two plays.
Probably nobody else in here even would know or stand out.
It was two plays. I remember like it was yesterday. He threw a pass to Shockey. Drew Brees threw a pass to Shockey. Overthrew him. I'm breaking on the ball. It would have been a tough catch.
But you were breaking on Shockey?
I was breaking on Shockey.
Yeah,
I was breaking on Shockey, and it was, it would have been a tough catch, but I definitely feel as though that's a play that I could have made and I should have made, and I think that we would definitely score points on that just based off where we was at on the field. And then it was on a screenplay. What's my guy's name? Running back.
Thomas.
Screenplay to Thomas, and I missed the tackle. And he scored. So those are two plays in the game that I feel as though I should have made, could have made, and I think that would have been, had some impact on the game.
Every play, every game, we all go back, and I feel like that's the first thing we do individually. I know it was that I did. Like, damn, regardless of how the game is, it's always going to be those big plays that stand out. The onside kick. That's that's what everybody's gonna remember for that Super Bowl. The pick six with Tracy Porter. But it's always plays, kind of in that fold that nobody even talk about or stand out. They be like, damn, I could have made that. I could have made that pick. I could have fell on that fumble. I could have stripped the sack instead of just hitting them. Like, it's always those different things. So that's why we as players always say, hey, we win as a team, we lose as a team. But and that's why we want to hear about no damn coin flip either.
Nah, definitely don't want to hear about that. And to touch on that, I see Chris Long, we should have put that up. We should have had Tone put that up. Chris Long had a scenario for a possible scenario for a new overtime rule where you'll have, say you got, from the last
offenses,
game, you got Kansas City, offense and the Bills defense on one end. You got the Bills offense and Kansas City defense on the other end. Each would take turns, alternate running the play. It sounds interesting, but I think there'll be a lot going on at the field at the same time.
A whole lot.
And then I just don't like the fact that, we're going to run a play, then we got to chill for a little bit. Then you got to run another play. I'm not a huge fan of that. Because again, the game is about momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the flow of the game. So it was definitely interesting though. That's the only part that I don't like about it. But I think as far as a fan, if you're in the stadium and you're watching that and you see offensive defense down here, offensive defense down there, that could get you excited.
Hell yeah.
But as a player, I'm like, damn, like, come on, man, let's get it back on this side. But interesting take though, good take.
It was a good take, and I hit him when he I think because he sent it to me. I hit him like, hey, you had to be high as shit when you came up with that, huh? And he was like, nah, actually I wasn't, but logistically crazy. And like you said, as a player, rhythm, you don't want that. But as a fan, I would like it. As a fan, I would like, and it's a lot of people complaining about, fairness and, 10 of the last 11 people who won the coin toss and went on to win it. But, I wouldn't mind if they leave the rules as they are. But if they did change it, that would definitely be exciting. It would be completely different. So I don't see it happening. But it's good to talk about, good to think about.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Man, we got another.
Go ahead. No, just one more. Just shout out. Even off the field, just so I know I got a lot of friends from Louisiana, and we all remember Hurricane Katrina and how tragic that was, and the impact of that team and that Sean Payton, when you head coach, even Drew Brees. I'm not the biggest fan of Drew Brees, but in that time, they did a lot of good things for that state in New Orleans. So shout out to Sean Payton once again, man. Happy for him. And he reached out to me personally a few years ago, just randomly. So I appreciate him for that as well. Cool cat.
Well, we talking about GMs and hirings. We got the new GM out there in Chicago as well, Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles, and it's crazy how time turned where Ryan Poles was undrafted to the Chicago Bears, I think in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, undrafted player out there, undrafted rookie out there in Chicago in 2008. So now he sits at the top as a new GM out there, man. So good luck to you as well, Ryan Poles.
Ryan Poles, he just hired his head coach. Went defense. Nagy, offensive guy, didn't work out. Now you have a young quarterback that you need to mold. And I mean, like I said, that division, I feel like if Rodgers leaves, that division is open for the taking. Somebody to take control of that. Chicago, that's one of the staple teams in the league. If Chicago's good, I think that's good for the league. It's a great sports city. So it's a big job. And I'm happy for him. Happy to see a former player get in there, do some things. So you see a player getting his opportunity. You see a guy coming from finance getting his opportunity. There's so many different ways to do that GM thing, too. There's no one way, that you got to do it. And it's funny because most people think like the GM is like just a scout or like the best scout, essentially. Like it's the top scout and everybody kind of answers to them. But it was funny. I actually was talking to a pro personnel guy 2 years ago. And, he was reaching out to me, wanted me to consult with him to teach him about, football coverages, things like that. And he talking to him, he was like, us knowing football, honestly, like that's not even like really needed for our job. And to me, I'm like, That sounded crazy to me. Like, what you mean? He's like, yeah, it's kind of a bonus, honestly. Like, their job is to, obviously finances and this, that, and the third, and message, culture, communication, all that shit. But if you do know football, I think it helps. I think it's the reason why Ozzie Newsome
it helps a lot.
Yeah, Belichick.
It helps a lot.
Chris Ballard. But that surprised me when I heard
it. It helps a lot. If I'm an owner,
at the same time,
I'm an owner. One day we can put it out there in the atmosphere.
When you're an owner,
when we own the team, my GM is going to know football. If you're the guy that I'm counting on to make football decisions, I need you to know football. I can't ask you to depend on, the people that you're hiring in the building. Obviously, you want to lean on there and value their opinion, but I need you as a guy making these decisions. I need you to know ball.
Fair. I will have to agree. I will have to agree. You don't need to necessarily play,
right?
But being around the game and it's not to say that just because you know football you'll be a GM, because it is a lot of other things that go into it. But I'm 100% with you. And when he said it to me, it surprised me, but then it kind of didn't, because when I went on free agent visits, I remember I went to visit the Washington football team. I went to visit the Bears one year. And I got talking to my agent. You go to a visit and you talk to the agent about, all right, what's being said, what they're offering. And 2 times I was compared to the same the same player, like that was playing for another team. I'm like, bro, there's nothing remotely similar about our games, but I'm compared to this guy. And I'm scratching my head. And I went, and my agent's like, well, you guys have pretty close to the same statistics, so that's why you get. And I'm like,
and just looking at numbers.
Like, that's the damn problem. We got GMs running teams like a damn fantasy team or Moneyball or some shit, and can't even watch the field. Because and I'll tell you, the player when we get off air, it might have been a former teammate of yours, but wasn't remotely close to being the same player.
Did you feel disrespected by the
It wasn't that I felt disrespected, because I felt he was a good player, and I'm sure you know a lot of good players, but hey, he not me. We don't bring the same thing to the table. You know what I mean? Right, There's certain things you're gonna get from him that I'm not gonna bring it. He'll be better in the run game for you. Yeah. When it comes to making plays on the ball or communicating and doing it, I'm better in that aspect. So man, it was that blew opened my eyes. And then when I talked to this dude last year, 2 years ago, this time is messing me up now. But it's so. But I'm with you. We got to know some ball.
we got to know some ball. And to piggyback on that, like if I'm the owner, I would want to have a talk with my GM and say, hey, like, why did you choose to go after this guy in free agency or whatever the case may be? And I want you to be able to tell me, well, look, on film, if we run in a 3-4, we run 3-4, if we are 3-4 team defensively, and a lot of times 3-4, our corners is, a lot of times man, or our sometimes our linebackers got to cover a little more than, a 4-3 where we're playing more zone or whatever the case may be. It's like, I want to be able to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to hear you talk me through why you're making the decisions that you're making. Yeah. And not be like, well, my scouting department said X, Y, and Z. Obviously, you got to lean on them. That's why they have their job. But, you're the man that I'm going to come to when we're not doing well, or if a player's not doing well. I'm coming to you to be like, why did you, bring this guy in the building? I'm writing these checks for this guy. He over here stinking it up every Sunday. So
big fact. Or even in like your situation, when you left in free agency, like you need to know because GMs also get caught up in this, looking at other players from other teams. And it's like, okay, this is what's been said about that guy. Let's go bring him from another team in free agency, pay him this amount of money, and then not even offer the guy in our building who we know all the intangible shit about on and off the field. We don't empower that guy. We go and get – so, like, it's a lot of things that I think I know are being handled, wrong. And then other teams that you see, doing it right. And it's no, it's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. But
right.
When did that even become a saying? That's not even a good saying. But
right.
But
why would you want to skin a cat? Like,
yeah, you know what I mean. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah. What else we got going on, man? Big Ben hung it up officially today. I think you had something to do with this Super Bowl run too, Nick. Oh no, you wasn't there yet, Nick Harper. He ain't that old. Big Ben hung it up.
That was a year before I got there.
Yeah, you ain't that old. Now he did have much success against Drew Brees as a player. This guy used to torture us too, unfortunately. So shout out to Big Ben though. Should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I was just about to ask you that. Is Big Ben the first ballot Hall of Famer?
No question. No question. Now his draft counterpart, Eli Manning, a lot of people will go back and forth on that one. I think personally he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer too. We might have talked about it on that. Did you agree with that or disagree with that? I think you might have disagreed.
I don't know if I agree with you on that. I think Eli will be a first ballot. 2 Super Bowl victories, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, last name Manning. So I do believe, but he was a good quarterback. You know what I mean? And when you talk about when you talk about quarterbacks in that era, you got to mention Eli. You can't
write that era of football without Eli.
Without Eli, you know what I mean? And that's what throwing that gold jacket on. That's what it represents. So yeah, I think Eli will be a first ballot as well, first ballot Hall of Famer. Again, like you said, shout out Big Ben on a great career.
Shout out.
So
got some other news.
Yay.
Shedeur Sanders. Hey, Shedeur Sanders and Coach Prime still putting on for the HBCU family, man. Jackson State's quarterback. Shedeur Sanders, obviously son of legendary Deion Sanders. Signed it. I think this is Gatorade's first HBCU athlete. Signed a deal with Gatorade. And it's big. It's big. He signed a deal with Gatorade. Man. He signed a deal with Brady Brand and one more I can't think of. But this is what's your thoughts on this?
All right, so I like it. I like it. You know what I mean? Again, bringing the attention, bringing the eyes to the HBCUs. I would say obviously, the relationship between being Deion's son. I think it plays a powerful part in these deals. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? If you're a player on Jackson State team, how do you feel about coach's son getting these big NIL deals? How you feel about that? And of course, and it's crazy because I seen Antonio Cromartie tweet something like, "Yo, as players, you can't be pocket watching. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do what you got to do." And I agree with that. But real feelings, and it's just how it is. How you think some of the players feel about damn, he just getting this joint because he coach's son or whatever the case may be. What you think?
And Crow played in the league for a while, right? So we know that's damn near rule number one when you walk into a locker, and everybody making money in the locker room too. So but you stay out of the other man's pockets, and you stay out of another man's house. That's rule number one in the locker room. So in college, they're young men, but kids, it's different. But if it was my teammate, that's kind of nature of the beast. Not only is he Prime's son, but he's a quarterback. You know what I mean? So just like on Alabama, Bryce Young, nobody else on Bama making a mill, and off the field endorsements, even though they probably got 15 other first round picks. That's just not how it's gonna go. So I wouldn't feel any type of way. I would hope, at some point we get our little piece of the pie. If I'm, with all these big deals coming in, you got Travis Hunter going out there. And I want you to speak on him too, because I saw a ranking that was kind of peculiar, Travis Hunter, because I've been following this kid for a while now. One of my boys in the group chat put me on him, and he was always number 1, number 2 recruit in his class.
They hating on that man.
And then last week I saw Jackson
Number
State,
8.
Travis Hunt, number 8. I'm like,
and it caught my attention because it's like since he agreed to go to Jackson State, like how many football games at that time he was number 3.
yeah.
He was number 3, right? So like since then, how many games has this young man played since then to drop him from 3 to 8? And the only thing I could think about is that they're salty because he decided to go to Jackson State versus the other
Florida State
or Florida State. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, this is what we doing again. Like you said, like from up to this point, he was number 1, number 2, or number 3. He decided to go to Jackson State. So now you want to say the man is the number 8 recruit in the nation. Now that wouldn't have happened if he decided to go to Florida State. He'd probably still be the number 1 recruit.
Yeah, exactly.
State, X, Y, and Z. It makes you look good for Florida State. You know what I mean? So
yeah, we know what it is.
Man, y'all grown folks, man. Y'all get that hate out your heart, man.
We know exactly what it is, man. But salute the Prime, salute to Jackson State, salute to the whole HBCU scene. Got the HBCU combine coming up soon.
It's on Saturday.
Yes, sir. So that's crazy. But now I wouldn't, I'd be happy for Shedeur. Hold on. Did somebody say? Hold on. What did I see in here? Oh yeah, Shiloh. Shiloh is on the team too. He got another brother that plays safety.
Yeah, he plays safety out there, but
transferred from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn confirms he is remaining in Dallas as a defensive coordinator after interviewing for multiple NFL jobs. So he
Sean Payton hit him up.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'll be there next year, bro.
I'll be there. Hey, chill out for a little bit.
Chill
for a little bit. So,
but let me
go ahead and take a potty break.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna make it quick so we can talk about this NFC Championship.
Yeah, go ahead and take a potty break, man.
Man.
Y'all get with me, man. Y'all talk to me. What my man D-Bud go do his thing. Just to let y'all know, I'll be in Mobile, Alabama next week, covering some of the Senior Bowl. Bring the man-to-man pod to you from Mobile. So I'll be able to have some young guys on the pod who has some aspirations of making it to the next level, man. So I'm excited about that, being able to sit down with these young cats, man, and just kind of talk, see where they head at, just the process that they're going through, how exciting they are to be going through the process. So definitely y'all tap in next week as I'll be out there in Mobile. So, man, Gabriel, appreciate you. Appreciate the love. Yo, you guys ever have any funny or stupid interaction with fans on the field? Man, I remember I was in San Fran, and similar to the situation with Stephon Diggs last game, the fan ran on the field. We had a fan run on the field. I think it was like a Sunday night, Monday night game. That's really the only crazy interaction as far as on the field for me. Pull up to Birmingham. How far is Birmingham from Mobile? Let me know. H Buggy. We gonna touch on that when D-Buck gets back, because that's wild what they did with Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens over there. I don't know what they got going over there in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Payton. Can't even call it the Baseball Hall of Fame no more. You don't have Bonds in it.
Man. So you back. Barry Bonds. Time is up on the Hall of Fame ballot. Did not make it. Big Papi did. Barry Bonds was accused of using performance enhancements. Accused.
Never failed the test.
Never failed a test. He was, I forgot the rundown, but made the All-Star team 10. I was just say 10 plus time. I think it was like 14. He had, if you can go down the list of the accolades that he had. It was crazy. Like, how do you feel about Barry Bonds not making the Hall of Fame with the allegations?
It's the writers having too much power, and Barry Bonds wasn't the nicest to the media and the writers and shit like that. And I feel like just like we had, Terrell Owens made it obviously, but him not being a first ballot Hall of Famer is damn near just as egregious as Barry Bonds not getting in. It's crazy, man. Jeter, him not being unanimous. You had one voter who didn't vote him in. Like, these cats got too much power, man. They be petty. But Barry Bonds not getting that's wild. Clemens, and that juicing there, and everybody was juicing.
Everybody did. That's the pictures. At that time, everybody was getting it in. Like, it was like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing. I just hope I don't get caught. Like,
hey, check it. As a child that grew up in that era, I want to thank them because I remember actually going home and watching baseball games. That's like, bro, McGuire, Sosa, Bonds, like the boy every night, yard.
And I think that's everybody. Like, I didn't, I can care less about, what I can care less about whatever. I just want to turn on the game for about 5 to 10 minutes because that's all I was going to give you. And I just want to see somebody go yard. You know what I mean? And again, this is something that I kind of said a while back when it comes to like this Hall of Fame style voting, or like it could be Pro Bowl, maybe whatever. But just make the Hall of Famers, let them vote.
That's fair, yeah. Because you got, especially when you have people from that same era in the Hall. You know what I mean? Like, I see if you just say, all right, none of these cats in this era, but like, yeah, nah, it ain't, it's beyond messed up. But I got to read this stat because you mentioned Big Papi going in. I was in New England for, 5 years in college and then 2 in New England, so 7 years. So I, was privy to a lot of Ortiz's career. But David Ortiz on base percentage throughout his career, 380. Barry Bonds' career on base percentage, if you turn all 762 of his home runs into outs, would have been 384.
Yo, like,
let me say that one more time. David Ortiz on base percentage throughout his career was 380. If you change all of Barry Bonds' 762 home runs, you change those to outs, his on base percentage would still be higher than his at 384. So I mean,
yo, that's wild. Like you said, Roger Clemens, you got Barry Bonds, you got Pete Rose not in. Like, it's wild, man. Baseball, y'all gotta do better. I know history is what history is, but y'all gotta rewrite this shit, man. Y'all gotta be like, yo, we apologize. I know a lot of people don't like apologizing in this world. They don't like admitting they're wrong. But in this instance, in this case, you gotta come on and be like, look, like, we were salty, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just didn't like you, but you gotta let that man in. Like, I don't think anybody respects you lose credibility when your best player is not in the hall. Like, you lose credibility. Like from here on out, you make the people making the hall, it's like, it's a good accomplishment, but a great accomplishment. But how can you really? Well, I ain't gonna. Yeah, nigga, I'll be happy as shit. I get that call regardless.
I'm listening to you like shit.
Hey, yeah. I caught myself.
Yeah, Barry wouldn't be in my speech.
I had one of my deep butt more. I was in the moment. I
was in the moment. I did everything the right way. I know some guys didn't make it, but hey,
I'll be happy as hell. But now on some real, man, MLB, man, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better, man. That's a travesty, man.
I do remember this too. G.I. Joe 3 was there. Barry got intentionally walked with the bases loaded. Man, but
Hey, before we get out of here,
we got to get to this last game too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Before you go on in this, man, you know the Niners have won 6 in a row in this game.
Yeah.
They can buy tickets now.
I'm a little nervous to go with the Niners because they I've been going with them, and they've been winning. My fault.
I've been betting on them to cover. Have I? I think I had them. I had them beating the Cowboys, but I had them losing to the Packers. But I had them covering. Definitely got them covering this week. I thought you was frozen. Definitely got them covering this week. But I think it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row in the same season.
Yeah, but when you got a team's number, you got a team's number.
That and too. That's how I'm going to Niners though. You know I'm going.
That's
Jimmy
how I
G.
feel about the Niners.
Not a game. Jimmy G in the clutch. He gets it done. It might be ugly for 3.5 quarters, but game on the line.
And that's the quarterback that you want. You know it's gonna be ugly for 3.5 quarters.
Because look at all these other quarterbacks. Look at these other quarterbacks.
Up to this point, I was like, yo, D Butt as my GM.
Check it. Aaron Rodgers, it can look however it want to look. When it's time to get it done. Last week, NFC Championship, last year, his defense had 3 picks. He couldn't get it done down the stretch.
So I think I'm gonna go with the Dogs as well. I think I'm going with Cincy. I'm staying on that train, and then
that's plus 900.
I think I'm gonna go with San Fran, man. They have the formula of winning, and I said it. We said it. If you can run the ball and you can play defense, you have a great shot of making it dance, man. And that's what they do, man. They're able to run the ball. That defense is playing well right now. Jimmy G, man.
I feel you. I feel you. You look at the stats. You look at the QBR.
I'm not even looking at the stats. I'm not even looking at the stats. I'm looking at the game. Like,
oh, well, just watch it. Just watch the 4th quarter. Like when they just watch. Gotta have it. That's what you watch. And I think honestly, and I know it's not Shanahan's offense. He's run. He's motion. He's shift. He's all this stuff. But Garoppolo is at his best in a hurry up, in a tempo. I get my guys lined up. I signal. You know, and we know as a defense, we got to get lined up too. We got to get our shit, calls get simpler. That's when he's at his best. And he gonna make those couple plays, boneheaded throws. But if you're gonna be on point in the clutch, I can live with that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of quarterbacks out here gonna make a lot of boneheaded plays, but they turn it up when the stakes are the highest. So I ride with Jimmy G, man. Tom Brady, his first Super Bowl, he went 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And won the Super Bowl MVP. So, Jimmy, it starts now, my brother.
Man, this is a tough one for me, man, because I
and that defense too.
And that's, I mean, all this Jimmy G talk. I mean, he you know, the wins and losses, his record is good, but when we talk about, the defense been carrying. I would say this. The defense and Debo's been carrying that mob, yo, and Kittle.
All right. Well, I'll be posting another 2-minute drive from Week 14 when they matched up with the Cincinnati Bengals when they needed a 2-minute drive in OT to win it. And Burrow was special that game too. God damn.
He's been special all season, bro. Don't disrespect my man.
Yeah, he's been special his whole career.
He's been special.
No disrespect on Burrow's name. But speaking of defense, though, the current record holder right now is Charles Haley with 7.5 postseason sacks for the San Francisco 49ers. He did that in 11 games. Nick Bosa is currently sitting at 6.5 playoff sacks in only 5 playoff games. So he's 1 sack away from tying the all-time record. I think he'll get it, and I think that defense will continue to do their job. It's old Jimmy. But it's gonna be exciting, man. It should be a great weekend of football. Looking forward to it. Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. It's crazy. There's so much I was watching some basketball for the first time the other night, but that's not even on my radar right now.
Yeah.
Till this season's over with.
Man, Sunday, man, y'all be locked in, tuned in. You know, like you said, championship weekend. I think we'll have some great games. Great games. So don't miss it.
Great games.
You know, he probably gonna be on Twitter on the spaces.
But if Jimmy G go off and win this game, man, woo, y'all gonna be tired of me. Especially since I had that take early on the year.
Since you can't talk about Herbert, yeah, I mean, you got to talk about Jimmy G. So I get it. I definitely get it, D. But
you peep game. You was smart.
Yeah.
You
I see everything. I see everything. Again, man. Next week, man, I'm gonna be in Mobile, Alabama, at the Senior Bowl. So Monday I may be coming to you live. Yeah, we do the show Monday. I'll be live at the Senior Bowl. I
wanted to be out there with you, man, but I got blacklisted. We'll talk about it at some point.
It is what it is. You know, I'm
down
holding it down.
Yeah, I know you're gonna hold it down. You're gonna more than hold it down for us. And it's crazy Senior Bowl, because I gave my blood, sweat, and tears to that game in Mobile, Alabama. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I gotta check the Twitter real quick, see who used the hashtag, see if we got a questions. AB and DB on Man to Man Live yesterday said they had no problem with the play call, but Milano's out of position. Oh, that was a few days ago. Got one today. Does Tom Brady stink? from the keeper.
You gotta get that hate out your heart. I'm trying to tell you, man. You gotta get it out your heart.
Oh man.
You got another Greer.
Oh, we do?
I'm asking.
How wild would it be if we had potentially 3 first ballot quarterbacks in the same induction class? Who would those 3 quarterbacks be?
Is it Drew?
Archie?
Yeah, because
Breeze retired last year, right? Or this was his first year. Yeah, he retired last year. Big Ben. Yeah, I don't know which 3 you're talking about, Archie, but do we have a mailbag before we get up out? And before we get it to the mailbag, let the people know about your drop, man.
I don't think
where they can find it.
Hey,
that was some dope shit. Commercial was fire too. And who shot that commercial for you too, man?
My guys out there in Jersey. Yeah, man, the Bet on Yourself, man. We dropped last night at 6 p.m. You can definitely go get that. And I'm trying to Antoine Bethea at Shopify.com. You can go grab that Bet on Yourself. That merch. We got hats, we got hoodies, we got Dickie coats as well. So, you know, as this new year, as we bring this new year in, this is the year. If you didn't do it last year, do it this year, man. If you don't Bet on Yourself, who will, man? So Bet on Yourself collection by yours truly, AB, Antoine Bethea at Shopify.com, man. Y'all can go to my IG, Bethea41. You can see some of the stuff up there as well. So y'all tap in with your boy.
Tap in. I don't see y'all see mailbag.
Yeah, we don't got no mailbag today.
Okay.
John J said he sent the video. But we probably just have to wait till Monday, John J.
Yeah, we got you. We got you on Monday, Jonathan. Can't wait to hear your next question.
Yeah, boy, John J. Sitting tall, you know what I'm saying? Like,
boy ready, man.
Hey,
all right, man.
Great at public speaking, man. Like, motivating the people, man.
Fine. What's the thoughts on building around Eberflus? Can he lead the team and not just the defense for the Bears?
Man, look at here. As a head coach, man, for all my head coaches out there, to win a team over, you don't have to be a player's coach, right? You can come in and you can be who you are, but you need to be able to listen to your players. Your players got to feel comfortable with coming to you and expressing their concerns, whether it's good or bad, right? Every head coach at the beginning of the year stands in front of the team and say, hey, we're a family. We got to do this together. You know what I mean? So players hear this. You're talking to grown men right now. So if players come to you with a situation or something that they feel as though isn't right with the team, you gotta take your players into consideration. You gotta take them into consideration. And then from there, just be a man of your word. If you say you're gonna do X, do X. If you say you're gonna do Z, you're gonna do Z. If you're a man of your word, respect, your players' time. Look, guys will run through the wall for you. It's not hard. Like, it's not hard. And then from the head coach, you get you some good OC, DC, special teams coach. You know what I'm saying? And you can start building a culture. But head coach, man, don't make it harder than what it is. Man, my boy D-Buck froze up. Time was out. But again, man, we appreciate y'all. Y'all tap in to the spaces on Sunday, on D-Buck Spaces, on Twitter on Sunday. Again, I'll be live next Monday. I'm in Mobile from the Senior Bowl. Again, man, y'all be safe this weekend. We appreciate y'all. Use that hashtag Man2Man Live on Twitter, on IG, whatever it is. Tell a friend and tell a friend, man. We out. Peace and love.